This is David Zimmerman, and this is Meet the Biz. And today we have a legendary TV actress here. I would say she is one of the most beloved TV characters ever from a show that was just one of the beloved TV shows, Little House on the Prairie. By the way, well, instead of I'll just introduce her. Alison Arngrim. Alison Arngrim.
Hi, it's me. It's Alison in my living room. Ta-da! My living room, the windows, it's books. I have. Yes, those are mouse ears. Those are mouse ears from France.
Disney France.
This is Disney Resort Paris, and it was the 15th anniversary the time I got these. That's where they're sold.
Oh.
Yes, I have mouse ears from France.
It makes me want to go
because that's totally normal thing for me to do. Yes.
Those ears want to make me go to Disneyland, but I guess we'll have to wait.
We have to wait.
That's right, to stay healthy. And I'm like looking at what is that poster back there?
That is,
or
I think it says happiness, wealth, and longevity, but it was kind of like a Chinese themed party kit, so they could be lying, because sometimes they don't. Sometimes when you buy cool stuff that has Chinese or Japanese writing, if you buy it in America, sometimes it doesn't say what they tell you it says.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah. I hope it says longevity in it.
No, it says, yeah, well, I won't go there.
I have friends who could read that. I have to have somebody over and go, yeah, no, it doesn't.
I have to tell you, we had a meeting the other day at Performing Arts Studio West, and where twice a week all the staff gets together, and we're calling all the students, hello everyone, and one of our students is binge watching A Little House on the Prairie.
Yes.
Christy, that's the prairie bitch.
Everyone is binge watching Little House because everybody's home and Little House, it's on. I forget this. It's like Me TV, one of them. I just found which station is running it because it changes. It's in a Hallmark, that it's over here, but you can watch it all day. And yes, I've been binge watching it, and I've been binge reading the books. So yes, that's excellent idea.
And I love that people have been so healing, and I don't want to say especially in the arts, because everybody is a lot of people are being so amazing and healing, but the artists, I mean, you're coming out and every day reading online.
People are doing some really cool stuff. Do you know, Patrick, Star Trek, yes, our captain, Sir Patrick Stewart. He is sitting there in his living room and he is reading a Shakespearean sonnet, sonnet a day. I'm really impressed. So he's amazing. But people are doing, Dolly Parton is reading people bedtime stories. I get that. And so I started, I did it first. I started reading The Little House.
You did?
And I did. I wanted to start, I was just going to read them by myself. Like, well, this will make me feel better. And then I went, I'll do it on the thing. And I went on Facebook, and then I started wearing bonnets, and I read it every day. And then I got hold of Dean Butler, and I said, look, the book Farmer Boy is the second book, and that one's all about Almanzo Wilder's child. You got to do it. And he's like, I'm in. And so he just finished reading Farmer Boy. And so tomorrow I'll be starting with the next book, Little House on the Prairie. And I'll go in every day. I will sit here until every book until I've read all of them. I'm doing
And then you'll read them again.
Read them again. Yeah.
But you know how brilliant and wonderful and loving that is, because
I'm enjoying it. I just asked you, I said, so how much did you enjoy that? Because you look like you were having fun. He's like, no, that's like the best thing ever. And the comments, people are all commenting in the comment section, and they're emailing us and going, thank you. This is like the best hour of my day. It's so calming. I feel connected to you guys, to Laura Ingalls Wilder. It's educational. I'm thinking about something else besides, oh my God, I can't go outside. It's like, it's really, people are enjoying it.
It's so good. I come on and sometimes I'll just see you reading there, and not. I just see your face, and it. Okay, I'm getting a little emotional. It's just.
I did.
No, seriously, it's to see people that you know through this time, and we're getting through it. But it really, it's showing a different way to connect and showing the love that we have for each other.
And it's encouraging because I know, okay, I have friends who've said, yeah, I'm not getting dressed. I'm in my pajamas, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm dressed. I get up and I shower and I dress. Yeah. And pretty much most days I didn't do makeup and hair. I did color my own hair because a lot of people go, I can't get my hair done. I bought a box and I colored my hair and I fixed my nails. And so I'm fixing myself up. And so I look good. You know, what's it when you look good, you feel good. Right. I look good. And then I go on this thing and it's a face of someone like, look, I don't look like I've been sitting in the basement for 3 weeks. Hi, see, I still look the same. There's some normalcy state in life. Alison still looks pretty much exactly the same as she did a month ago.
And I think that's a great thing. I mean, I get dressed, at least the top half.
Right. Okay, I'm in jeans and sneakers. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Or underwear. Not today. I put more than underwear.
I did wear like sweats and these really cool little slippers I got in France one day. I just had slippers on, but I had a lovely blouse. So I was like,
makes you feel like you're on vacation in France.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yes. So what is it like to be Nellie Olson?
Right? It's so crazy because now when I started the show, I was 12 years old. Now I had been acting since I was 6, which is a good thing. And my family were all actors, which is another good thing because I wound up playing this character who was so mean, just so incredibly stuck up, egotistical, greedy, selfish, awful, disdainful, mean, terrible to people, that people kind of got mad. Okay, they got a lot mad. I had people who said they hated me. I had someone throw a cup of orange soda at my head during a Christmas parade. For reals. Had people, 2 girls kicked me. The one time I went out to an event in costume, which I never ever did again. I went out and 2 girls came up behind me and kicked me in the butt and knocked me down. So people got really mad, and which on the one hand is kind of terrifying. On the other hand, how good a job did I do as an actress playing this person who's designed to make people angry, that they became so angry they lost control at the very sight of me. Now, had I been like 8 or 9, this could have been really, really difficult because I would have been a young kid and trying to make friends, and it might have hurt me that people were saying all these terrible things to me. But I was already like junior high and kind of like, ooh, villains, yay. And since I knew it was pretend, because I'd already been in TV shows and movies, and my mom and my dad and my brother and kind of everyone I knew was in TV shows and movies, I went, okay, it's not real. They don't really hate me. They hate her. They hate her. They hate her a lot. But they don't really hate me. They don't even know me. So, because otherwise then I would have been very unhappy.
Wow. I you know, that didn't even cross my head. And you're, wow. It's amazing how some people, I mean, but you're right, exactly. It's like, it shows what a job that you did, an amazing job.
I mean, even when it was happening, like I said, I was 12, I had some like frame of reference. Well, my mom did all the cartoons. Guys, my mom, my mother, very famous lady, she's Norma Macmillan, you can look her up. Norma Macmillan was the voice of Casper the Friendly Ghost. She was Gumby. Oh! Freaking out, aren't you? She was Underdog's girlfriend, Sweet Polly Purebred. I love that one. And she was Davy of Davy and Goliath. Come on, Goliath. Yep.
Oh my God. I
She's
love
everybody. She's awesome. And so when I was really little, like 6 or 7 years old, I would watch TV, and half the cartoons were my mom. It was like a Cocoa Puffs commercial too. So sometimes if she was in several commercials, and I could sit there for like 2 hours and everything that came
it's
out of
mom.
it's my mom. Oh, mom's on. And mom was like for like an hour and a half, 2 hours on the TV. It was all mom. And that was really surreal and strange. Now, had I been a regular kid, it might have freaked me out that mom was a talking green ball of clay. But I knew I'd gone with her to the studio. I'd met some of the other actors who played it. So I knew mom is not really a green ball of clay or a ghost. It's really cool. Mom goes to the studio and makes this happen. So I was used to seeing stuff like that. So when I was 12, 13 years old, and these girls knocked me face down onto the cement, and I'm lying there as they're running away laughing, these horrible bullying girls. On the one hand, I'm lying there trying to figure out, okay, am I hurt? Did I break anything? Because it's cement. I'm lying there going, how do I get up? Because costume, I made the mistake of wearing the costume and the petticoats. I couldn't get up. It was like a turtle. And so but part of my brain, I still thought, man, what did I do that they watched the show, and as soon as they saw me went crazy and had to attack me and kick me? Man, that must have been good. I must have really been nailing it. So, finally scraped off the ground. I was like, well, yeah, that was pretty good.
Wow. And maybe it was that, and also they said, yeah, she's the meanest. Well, I could be meaner or something.
Yes. And it was sad because I had a hot dog and a Slurpee, and of course they fell. And my father was very upset, and he helped me up, and he got me a new hot dog and a new Slurpee, and said, "We're going home." And he called the organizer, said, "I told you not to bring her there in costume. I told you." My dad knew. He went, "It's a bad idea." and he was right. He said, "No, you can't go out in costume." He said, "No, you're scaring people. You have no idea how much these people hate you."
What is your advice to parents who want to get their children into the biz?
Ooh, it's iffy because it's hard. It's hard. You know this. Being an actor is not easy. It is not a simple thing. A lot of work involved. And then if you get lucky enough to actually be in a movie or a TV show, oh my God, the amount of work is insane. It's exhausting. And for adults come home from work on a set and say, I got to go lie down. So young kids, 8, 9 years old, 6, 7, or teenagers, that's a lot of work to make a kid do. They do have restrictions, like, okay, after 8 hours and 1 hour lunch, you got to go, and it's 4 hours work and 3 hours school, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And being famous is a lot of work. So you want to consider, like, is your kid up to this? Do you really want to do this to your child? Obviously, there are kids who are like this. I mean, in the old days, there were kids who worked the farm with their parents. There's kids who went into the parents' business down at the store or the factory. So there's kids who are natural, like, yes, I'm a person. I put me to work. But not everybody. And then the craziness of being famous. There are some kids who they're wired for, yes, I could go into politics. I enjoy dealing with the general public and talking to strangers. And then there's children who are like, I really am freaked out by having strangers yell at me in the street, and I don't want to do that. And you should definitely not make someone do that. It is difficult. It can be hard. Paul Peterson, our good friend Paul Peterson, who was on the Donna Reed show and created that whole minor consideration thing, and has been one of the great fighters for child actors. One of the things he said is, remember that even if it seems like a good idea, like your kid really wants to do it and wants to act, and you're not forcing them and being a horrible stage parent, you're being nice. Remember that if that kid becomes famous, you didn't become famous. If that show goes into reruns and they're famous like forever, no one will remember who you are. So years from now, when your kid can't go to Disneyland or as I said, can't get blueberry pancakes at IHOP because I get recognized at House of Pancakes a lot for some reason.
When
when
you
your
get a
kid
lot of free
like
pancakes.
you would think, but no. When your kid can't eat like a plate of pancakes in peace years later, or can't go to an amusement park because they'll be mobbed, and you still got to go back to your normal life, that's something you want to remember. The family of the child actor can go back to their regular lives. The child actor often may never go back to a quote normal life. They are always what you talking about, Willis. They're always little Arnold from Different Strokes. They're always Nellie Olson. They're always. I know. I mean, I was at least sort of forewarned. Guess my family. You do realize what's going to happen. And I had friends who were famous, but I mean, if I didn't know. Yikes. No one could have predicted how popular Little House on the Prairie was going to be. And if you would come to any of us actors, child or adult, on the show back in the 70s and said, in 2020, people will still be sitting around binge watching Little House on the Prairie. They will be talking about Little House on the Prairie. They will be talking about Nellie Olson all day long. Well, we would have said back then, we would have said, you're crazy. That's impossible. Why would people in 2020 still be thinking about Little? And here we are. So so that's something to consider. What happens if you get lucky and it works out and your child becomes terribly famous? Are you prepared? Are they prepared to sign away the next 40 years?
Right. Sometimes maybe better wait till you're over 18.
Sometimes some people should wait. They should finish junior high and high school. I mean, it was really crazy. I stayed. Now, see, one of the reasons I'm still sane. I stayed in school. I stayed enrolled at my regular junior high school.
Oh, okay. So you weren't on the set when
we were. Well, it was it was both. So I stayed enrolled. I didn't leave. I stayed enrolled at my regular middle school, as we call it now, or junior high, and I stayed enrolled at high school. So I saw my friends. So because I wasn't in 13 out of 13 every single episode, I had some time off. So I would be like at school for 2 weeks and then gone for 2 weeks, and then at school for 3 days and then gone for 3 weeks, and then at school for 4 weeks and gone for 2 days, and this on and on. But it meant that on the set, I had my advanced schoolwork. I said, okay, we're going to cover this, this, and this. We're going to do this chapter. We're going to be tested on this. And I'd have my 3-hour school on the set where I would work on my homework and study. But then at some point, the next Tuesday, I'd be back at class with people I'd been going to school with since the 3rd grade that I'd known for years.
Well, it gave you some sense of real, so to say.
And so I had regular friends. I had friends who'd known me long before I was on TV. So they didn't care. So that way, because making new friends, kind of impossible. They all hated me. Luckily, I had my own friends. So people who were on shows where that doesn't have, like Melissa Gilbert and Melissa Sue Anderson, who were in every episode, Melissa went back to Buckley for like a month.
Right.
A break for hiatus. You get like 2 months in or so, and then boom, back to summer vacation. So she did not see her school friends very often at all.
Okay. Well, it's interesting too, because I used to cast for Showtime for Penn and Teller's Bullshit.
Love that.
And I would get the parts, not for the reality, but for the moments when they did the acting. So one time they wanted some younger kids to come in and audition. And I remember, and it was like, it blew my mind. These 2 actors came in, the 2 boys, and the mother looked at them and said, if you don't get this job, you're going to be in your room for a week. And I was going, she said it right in front of me, like probably to make me guilty, but it's like, what did some of these people do? So it's
like the kid can control whether they get the part. When I was a little girl, I remember being in an audition, and a girl, and it was like her grandma, she was brushing her hair, and she whacked her with that hairbrush right in the head because she was just vile. And I saw people being just hideous to their kids. There are people who are just awful people and who are monsters, and some of them put their children in show business.
I'm going to completely switch the conversation to something completely different. What brings you joy?
Oh, so many things. Well, see, interacting with people and talking to people, my friends, strangers, and which makes this current situation rather difficult. Look, a cat! Speaking of dogs, who's never on camera. You're never on camera.
What's your name?
Oh, go say hi. Say hi. No,
Hi, honey. Hi, honey.
Morticia. This is Morticia. Her full name is Morticia Wigglesworth. Scoot over because she wiggles when she doesn't want. Yeah.
I used to watch you on TV, Morticia.
That's right. I love it. And she's a black cat. She's a Morticia. Hanging out with my cat. Making stuff. Obviously interacting with people is hard. So now that's why this reading of the Little House books and doing all this crazy stuff like this, like Cameo and Zoom and all the things I'm doing, it's like, oh, I'm still talking to people. Hi. So that's fun. I like to make things. I like to cook. For instance, this weekend is Easter. I am making a lemon meringue pie.
Oh my God. I was going to say that's my favorite. Can I come over? But I can't.
No, I make lemon meringue pie. Maybe I should make a second one, have it like delivered to you. No, but I make lemon meringue pie. It's an old recipe. It's actually Gladys Knight. It's from a celebrity cookbook, Gladys Knight and the Pips Lemon Icebox Pie. Wow. I'm making the Gladys Knight official lemon meringue. It's really good. So it's with condensed milk and lemon juice. So yeah, I like to cook. I like to make things. I like to garden. I got my tomato plants in, nice. and I'm sprouting some. What have I got up there? Basil and lettuce and things. So
I wish
tomatoes really.
I have a cactus garden, so I can't.
That's easy. Much easier.
It's easy. I water once a week, and I talk to them, and they smile back at me. And I've learned to cook more during the last. I've only ordered out once, only for Passover.
We had like the kitchen was a mess. I'd had a lemon that like went bad, and it was a huge cleanup operation. And Bob said, "Okay, that's enough for today. I'm getting a pizza. I'm going out. I'm getting the pizza. I'll be back." And so we had pizza. So yeah. So mostly I do cook, and most of the time I do make dinner. Yeah. And then, we would go out and order in. So now and then, we're like, okay, time for Chinese or pizza ordering in. But I generally cook. So now I'm like cooking up a storm. It's just completely crazy. It's like, what do I make now? It's like,
right. By the way, say hi to Bob. He is one of the sweetest guys I've ever met.
Hi, Bob. Obviously, I like people named Bob. I married a Bob. So Bob.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, seriously. You did a play based on it called Confessions of a Prairie Bitch?
Yes. Well, it's crazy because people say, well, you have your one woman show in your book, so the show's based on your book. And I go, well, actually, the book came after the show. It's I've been doing stand-up comedy since I was like 15. So I started doing that, and that evolved into different things. And then in 2002, I started doing this one-woman show called Confessions of a Prairie Bitch, where I told the truth about it. I was like, yes, do you think I'm a bitch? Do you know what I have had to put up with? Do you have any idea how people have treated me? And it's hilarious. And so I just like spilled my guts. And it was so funny. People loved it so much. And I had a question and answer segment because I love doing that with people filling out little cards that said, ask Alison anything. So I did that, and it was a hit. And then I added video. And then I was doing this, and I'd been writing. I'd been saying, okay, I have to do my autobiography. So I've been banging out some stuff. And a fabulous Kent D. Wolf on Facebook, a fabulous literary agent who now has his own firm and everything. I like to think I contributed to that. He happened to be at the show. And next thing I know, I'm hit up on Facebook. Hey, is there a book to go with this show? And I went, could be. There could be. What do you need? And he said, well, I need like 4 chapters and like your bio and a photo. And can we talk? And oh, look, I have 4 chapters right here. What a coinky dink. And I sent in my 4 chapters, and he said, I booked some meetings. And I was heading to New York that week, and then I got to New York, and he said, well, I booked some meetings. And I said, okay. And I'm thinking, he found a little publisher. And he said, well, Penguin, HarperCollins, Simon & Schuster, and rattled off like the 10 major publishers in America, at which point I fainted, had to practically be revived. And I wound up having a fabulous book that I wound up writing and with HarperCollins. And it took months and months. And when they said go, it was like someone fired a pistol. I spent like 9 months writing furiously. Then there was a couple of months of the editing process. And then there was like choosing the cover art. It was craziness. And then I had my book, which is Confessions of a Prairie Bitch, How I Survived Being Nellie Oleson and Learned to Love Being Hated. Which is
Well, it's interesting. I mean, a couple of things, two things. I could talk to you for hours. You're like this treasure chest of joy and knowledge. And two things I wanted to get out. A couple of things.
yeah.
Number one, Nellie Oleson, the Wicked Witch of the West, and Darth Vader, right?
Yes, and Hannibal Lecter, I think.
Oh, right. So you're up there. And then the other thing, let's say the students are saying, what do you say for a student who is wanting to go out there and do it?
Okay, well, I say absolutely. If you really want to get out there and do it. But like, brace yourself, because a lot of work. There's lots of things to think of, and then there's the things to not think of. Sounds weird. So when you're acting, there's all this cool stuff like having a destination, having an inner monologue, which and destination is my favorite thing when I finally found out what the heck that meant. It's like, oh right, where am I going? And sometimes it's literally, where am I going? Oh, I'm going to the kitchen to get the coffee, and that's what I'm thinking about. And sometimes it's, oh, where am I going? Oh right, I want to get that boy away from Laura Ingalls. So, yeah. And so that's really important because that gets you super focused. So the things like the 29 guys with the cameras and the lights standing like this close to you don't affect you because you're way too busy thinking about what you're doing. So there's things to think about. Things to think about. How will you handle it if you suddenly become famous? It can be really fun. Like, look, here we are talking. It's great. I've had experiences from being famous. It was so much fun. It was hilarious. And then I've had things where it's like, well, that's not right. So you need to sit down with your friends and your family and go, oops, if I become famous, do we have a plan, like a safety plan for stalkers and crazies? And what are we going to do? And how are we going to handle going to things? And then it could work out. Things not to think about. Try not to think too much about how many people are watching you. It's like having a big audience in a theater. Right. If I think too hard, I realize that literally millions of people are watching Little House on the Prairie, like right now, all over the world. It's all the time zones and the countries. And I sometimes like lie awake and think, somebody somewhere on the planet is saying, I hate her. I hate that woman. Someone somewhere is just hating me right now. No, that would drive me insane if I thought about it too long. So, yeah, you have to like not think about that too much.
Well, it's interesting too that I said one of the most beloved characters, because in a way you were loved for being hated.
That's cool now. You see, now everyone's sort of come to their senses and realizes that they love Nellie. And now the character, have you noticed that villain characters are more popular now than they used to be? Shows would have like one villain character and it was sort of like, gee, should we go that far? Now it's like, oh boy, the villain. There's like several terrible people in like every show. And people love the villains.
When I was younger, I would watch The Wizard of Oz every year. And I was watching it and all of a sudden I started crying, and my mom said, turn that off. She's scaring you. The Wicked of the Witch is scaring you. I said, no, she's not. She's dying.
Poor Wicked. Oh, you got to get together with my friend Andy. Do you know Andy Steinlein? He is obsessed with the Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh,
he would watch it. He would cry because he'd go, they threw the water on her. He loved her. He loved her so much. I have to get you two together. Crazy.
Oh my God. Listen, I like I said, we need to like have a Zoom, get a few people together and have a Zoom or something, because it's just a joy being with you and visiting with you. And Katie Kurtzman, our mutual friend.
Katie! Now that episode, the episode with Katie, and Katie and I talked about this, is like the meanest thing I ever did as Nellie Oleson. I start a club and I tell Laura her friend can't be in the club. She can't talk because Katie played this adorable little girl, Anna, who stuttered. And Laura befriends her. And of course, I'm horrible and I'm picking on the stuttering girl. And then we have this club meeting and I said, well, okay, I'll let your stuttering friend in, but she has to say the password. And it's not a password. Like, it's an entire poem. It's the whole Peter Piper picked a pep, which I can't even say, actually. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Look at that. I can't even do it myself. Yeah. And I'm making this girl say Peter Piper, and she scored because she has a stammer. And I start saying, I can't hear you, say it faster. And I make a stuttering girl cry. Worst thing. Here's what was also particularly awful. While I was doing it, I was like, yes. But I mean, when we kind of go, oh, are you okay? And Katie was like, what? Yeah, I'm fine. She's like sobbing. And then she's like, turn a switch. Brilliant. So we're doing this. And the reason it's creeping me out is when I was really little, when I was like 6, 7, like first, second grade, I had to go to speech class after school. It was kind of cute. I had a lisp. I talked like Cindy Brady. I said, my name is Alison. I could not say the letter F to save my life when I was about 7. So, and I had to go to speech class after school where they taught me to put your tongue here. Oh, that's much better. Yes, how to say the letter S. And my best friend in speech class was a girl. This sounds terrible. This sounds like a joke, but it's completely true. I thought her name was Wanda for like a month. It was Rhonda. She could not say the letter R. And I said, what's your name? She said, Wanda. And I said, I'm Alison. And, they went on like that for a while until we found it was Alison and Rhonda. So I was friends with people who couldn't say certain letters and who stuttered and who stammered. That was who I was hanging out with because I was in speech class. So, right, like, I'm going to make fun of someone who's like, this is ever. So here I am in this scene screaming at and being totally abusive to a girl who stuttered. Well, I thought I was going to be sick to my stomach. Well, it was like so awful.
Amazing about that, hearing that story, because I've never heard that story, and I've of course seen that episode. To tell you the truth, I think it's probably one of the top episodes ever of any television show.
The music box is great.
Oh, but now
and it has the dream sequence where also we put Laura in a dungeon and execute her by hanging.
I have. Oh my God.
Really crazy episode. Very crazy.
Oh my God. But yeah, hearing that it makes me really want to watch it again now, because it's like the conflict you must have had within yourself. Oh. Not must have had, that you did have about.
And then Katie, you know what an actress Katie is. So when Katie's crying real tears and going, Peter, and Laura's going, you can do it, just slow down, honey. And she's going, Peter, and sobbing. You know how good she is. So that it was kind of horrifying to do.
God.
But then, like, they'd say cut, we'd be like, so let's go get ice cream later. You want to go to 7-Eleven? Yeah, we were little child actors, and we were like, la, 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 5 minutes later, yeah.
Thank you so much for this. This has been a joy.
Thank you. I gotta make pie. I have to go make pie now.
Oh my God, make pie. And once all of this stuff we're going through is over, we would love to have you come visit.
Please, yes.
We have 100 students, and they love you.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody wash your hands. Stay safe.